She could help you figure out how to handle it, that's what. Chris stood up and glanced at her hair in the mirror. Enough of this. I've got to meet the security system guy at the new house in half an hour, and with traffic, I'll be lucky to make it. Boy, is that guy going to do a job on you today, Danny said. You'll buy the biggest alarm system in the world. You won't be able to get into your own house. Oh, shut up, she said, grabbing his hand. Come on, I'll walk you to your car. She led him out of the house to the little red Miata parked in her drive, then kissed him on the cheek. Dinner this weekend? I've got a hot new fella to see on Saturday, he said. How about Sunday? You're on. I'll take you out to Malibu and show you how the house is coming, then we'll have dinner at La Scala. Meet me here at 7. Sounds good. You think you're going to feel any safer when you move to Malibu? See you Sunday, she called over her shoulder. She got into the Mercedes and headed for the freeway. She drove fast, her new hairdo blowing in the wind. She didn't care about that. She had great hair, and it would brush out. What was the point of having a convertible if you couldn't let your hair blow in the wind? At 22, Chris had headed for New York, straight out of the University of Georgia, a B.A. with a double major in dance and drama tucked in her trunk. She got her first job a week later in an off-Broadway musical, and she had hardly ever been out of work since. Sometimes the work had paid little or nothing, but she had never had to wait tables or do commercials to support her acting habit. She took classes at the Actors Studio. She took any part she could get in anything good and turned down anything she'd be ashamed to have on her resume. During those years, she turned down a lot that other actresses would have grabbed at. Horror films, TV movies, a biggish part in a series even. She'd done 2 supporting roles in features before she'd even thought of leaving New York. And when she'd finally made the move to L.A., she'd had 2 offers in her pocket, a top agent, a business manager, and her moving expenses paid by Centurion Pictures. There had been a 2-year marriage to an actor, Brad Donner, and together they had scraped up a down payment on the Bel Air house. When the marriage failed, he did the gentlemanly thing and moved out, but she was uncomfortable living in the house, and she looked forward to selling it when her own house was finished, and splitting what should be a considerable profit with Brad. Chris was not a bankable movie star, not yet anyway, but she'd played featured parts in films with Gene Hackman, Dustin Hoffman, and Alec Baldwin, and 2 leads opposite slightly lesser stars. All she needed, she and her management felt, was one hot starring role in a film that she could carry herself, something like what Sally Field had found in Norma Ray. That one great part was her goal. Not that she wasn't making a good living. Her price was $500,000 now, and a hot starring role would push it over the $1 million mark. She was 31, too old to be the kind of phenomenon Julia Roberts was, but she had a solid track record, and she was consistently considered for some of the best work in town. As she left the Santa Monica Freeway and joined the Pacific Coast Highway, she reflected on her good fortune with this new house. It was at Big Rock, not necessarily the most fashionable part of Malibu, but the beach was great and the lot was good. An earlier house, damaged by mudslides and big waves, had finally burned down, and she had gotten the lot for a bargain price from a disgusted owner. Working with a good architect, she had built foundations that would withstand anything, even the violent vagaries of the Southern California climate. Let the big one come, she thought. Her new house would still be standing. As she approached Big Rock, she could see the framing timbers of the roof above the construction fence. When the house was near completion, she would build a wall that would separate her from the Pacific Coast Highway traffic and from adoring nuts like her new letter writer. As she parked, a van pulled up behind her, and a young man got out. Miss Calloway?
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.